these clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just wanna go home. I just wanna be home.
Mase, say names.
Yeah, security crying behind the car.
Damn.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. You're like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
But he there for security.
What you think I'm gonna be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't wanna know.
The internet woke up in full meltdown mode when Gene Deal, Mase and Cam'ron suddenly got locked into a loud, messy back and forth nobody had on their bingo card. What started as slick jokes on a mic flipped fast into something way more serious, way more personal, and honestly, way more uncomfortable for anyone watching it unfold in real time. Social media instantly split down the middle, timelines went crazy, and the vibe shifted from laughs to tension overnight. This wasn't playful banter or throwback humor at all. This felt raw, emotional, and heavy with years of unresolved tension that never really went away. It all popped off when Mase and Cam were chopping it up on their show, cracking jokes like they always do, relaxed and loose. But this time, they crossed into dangerous territory, and the tone changed instantly.
I want to say something, Mase. Tell us why you didn't go. Mase, why you didn't go to the party? Mase, why you didn't go to the party?
Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you, you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be
So Mase, who told you? Mase, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mase. Did I tell? Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had guns?
Mase, let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mase, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mase?
They joked about the night the notorious B.I.G. was murdered, a moment that still sits heavy in hip-hop history and never stopped hurting the culture. They took shots at Gene Deal for not reacting violently that night, framing it like commentary instead of trauma. To them, it sounded like edgy humor. To a lot of listeners, it felt disrespectful, reckless, and completely out of bounds. And let's be real, Gene Deal isn't just some random name. In hip-hop history, Gene was Biggie's close friend and longtime security. Someone who lived that moment, survived it, and carried that weight for decades. That pain doesn't fade just because time passes. So when those clips went viral, it didn't take long at all for people to start tagging Gene, blowing up his phone, flooding his inbox, and waiting to see how he'd react. And trust, Gene did not laugh this off, didn't brush it aside, didn't treat it like jokes for clicks. The pressure kept building as the clips spread everywhere. Gene Deal came back with a response that flipped the entire mood instantly. No jokes, no smiles, no playful energy, just straight intensity and raw emotion. He made it crystal clear that he didn't appreciate his name being played with, especially when it was tied to a night that changed his life forever. That wasn't content to him, that was trauma. Gene didn't yell, but his words landed heavy, slow, and deliberate. He warned Mase directly, telling him to stand firm in his words if he really meant what he said. No backtracking, no hiding behind humor, no soft exits. That alone shifted this from podcast jokes into something that felt real. What made Gene's response even more unsettling was the tone. This wasn't internet clout chasing or fake outrage. This sounded like someone who felt deeply disrespected, someone who's been holding pain for years and finally decided to speak on it.
I was actually in a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask the question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Dill, the officer had to come get me.
Gene basically made it clear that talking reckless about real trauma comes with consequences. Not online beef, not comment section noise, but real-life tension that doesn't fade when the cameras turn off. That's the exact moment people realized this wasn't entertainment anymore. This was about honor, pain, and lines that should never get crossed, no matter how big your platform is. Camron, known for his slick talk and Harlem confidence, hasn't fully responded yet, and that silence is loud. Fans already know his reputation, and they know he doesn't scare easy. As people online keep saying, "This can't tell me nothing. Do that to be, I'll stand." Those words alone show how serious folks think this could get.
Who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown-ass man, Mase and Cam'ron, made suggestions to bad boy security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being bad boy security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Dill was crying for the blanket. Gene Dill was this, that, and the Gene Dill was this, that, and the third.
And the next part of his message was deeply disturbing.
You already know, Mase. When you doing all that stuff to Gene Dill, what do Gene Dill supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Dill? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big Nim shit. Keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big Nim shit. I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Cam doesn't usually back down, and he's never been shy about defending himself verbally. But this situation is tricky, real tricky. This isn't a rap battle or a social media roast where you clap back and move on. This involves history, loss, and a murder that still has unanswered questions, which makes every single word dangerous. The hip-hop community immediately split into sides. Everybody trying to go viral, everybody trying to go viral, everybody trying to go viral out here. Some people said Gene Dill had every right to feel disrespected, saying jokes about that night were tasteless no matter who made them. Others felt Mase and Cam were just doing what they always do, talking wild on a mic without malicious intent. But intent doesn't erase impact, and that's exactly where things spiraled fast.
Trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big Nim. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mase knew the whole situation. Mase knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, bow. Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, why security? So ask security, ask big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block, they coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car. But Big, Mase knew this. Me and Mase had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on and talk, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't got to worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not going to hesitate because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life.
What really turned the pressure up was how fast those clips spread everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, X, non-stop replays, side-by-side edits, reaction videos, and hot takes flooding timelines. One moment, you hear laughter, jokes, casual energy. The next moment, Gene's serious warning plays back, cold and heavy, making people pause mid-scroll. That contrast was jarring and uncomfortable. And that's when fans realized this could spiral fast if the wrong words get said next. And let's not ignore the timing at all. Hip-hop is already in a sensitive place right now when it comes to legacy, respect, and accountability.
Just can't tell me nothing.
And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be number one. That's what I'm saying. I wonder his face because I'm like, if y'all let do that to Big, I don't stand it.
People are digging back into old stories, old interviews, old jokes, and old behavior that once got a pass. So, when something like this happens, it hits way harder than it would have years ago. Gene Deal's message tapped into that bigger conversation. Who gets to joke about what? Who's protected? And what the real cost is when pain gets turned into content. That's why his words landed so heavy with so many people watching. Right now, nobody really knows how this ends. Will Mase respond directly and stand on it? Will Camron jump back in with jokes, flip serious, or stay quiet and let it cool off?
Trying to go viral.
Or does this fade out before it turns into something way uglier? One thing is clear, though. Gene Deal made it known loud and clear that he's not the one to play with, especially when it comes to Biggie's name in that night. This whole situation is a reminder that hip-hop history isn't just stories and sound bites. It's real lives, real loss, and real scars. And when those scars get poked for laughs, somebody is bound to react. So what do you think? Did this go too far? Or is this just how hip-hop talks now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you on the next one.